Hello, I'm Kurt Langlotz, professor of radiology and biomedical informatics at Stanford, where I also direct the Center for Artificial Intelligence in Medicine and Imaging. And I want to, in advance of the session that we'll be holding at RSNA this Sunday called Creating Publicly Accessible Radiology Imaging Resources for Machine Learning and AI, I want to describe some of the issues that come up when we share data publicly. So outside of medicine, we have ImageNet, which is a wonderful, massive database of 14 million natural scenes, cats and dogs and cars. And that's been used by computer scientists over many years. They hold data science challenges and try to get better and better at recognizing the objects in that database. Unfortunately, we don't really have that in medicine, and there are many reasons for that. One is just that we have privacy issues, we have HIPAA that we need to deal with. We also have more complex data sets, so CT, MR, cross-sectional, high-resolution, multi-modality, multi-channel data. And then there's always the question of data ownership. And I think the best way to think about that, and we'll talk about it in the session, is really stewardship. So once the data has been used to care for the patient, now we really ought to care for it in a way that we can make it available in a maximal way to help society and to build better tools. There are just a small number of AI-ready labeled data sets available today. Ron Summers' lab at the NIH got this started a few years ago, released a large set of chest x-rays, followed by CT. NYU has released some cross-sectional data for reconstructing MRs. There are many other smaller data sets, but still a relatively small number. We at our center at Stanford have really tried to lead the way. We've released 8 data sets and have more in the pipeline now. And people frequently asked how we have managed to release this large number of data sets. And this process has been led by Matt Lundgren, one of our co-directors. We're very fortunate that Stanford has been supportive of mission-related sharing of data. So, for example, the public release of a data set for research is certainly mission-related for a university. We also frequently share data with trusted partners, so other collaborators at other universities or even our corporate partners where we're working on projects collaboratively together. I'm often asked about our process for how we manage to share so much data, and we're really fortunate to have a privacy office that understands the needs and is collaborative with us. We go through an electronic DICOM de-identification step that strips off all of the patient information electronically as much as possible. But then just to be safe, we also employ some of our image library staff, and they look through every image in person. So a human level double check just to make sure that we're not sharing any patient information when we make these data sets public. So I think overall it's a huge achievement that we have so many data sets, but still it's a relatively small number compared to what happens outside of medicine, certainly. And we'll talk about some of the other tricks that we can do to solve this issue. So one is to fund large efforts that aggregate massive amounts of data, something called MIDRC we'll talk about in the session, midrc.org, which is a federally funded database to aggregate COVID images from across the country and across the world. So plenty of interesting issues for us to discuss. I hope you'll join us for session RCC 24 on Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time. We'll be playing the videos of all of our talks that we've created, and then we'll have a live Q&A session at the end. So I look forward to seeing you there.